Good morning, YouTube. I totally did the Mario, he's in a pipe and he's like, ding, 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 ding. Yeah, nerd. Anyways, welcome to another full day of eating. And this time, truly excited just because we are back on the blueberry grind. And just because, so leading up to show day, we actually don't have any blueberries or fruits or vegetables at all. Specifically fruits, just because I believe they make you bloated. I definitely can't tell when I'm bloated. I can't say like I've ever experienced like bloat. If anything, if I feel bloated, it's only when I'm like eating so much food where I'm like stuffed, or I drink like 5 to 10 cans of soda. So that's how my body works. But anyways, this is what we're having. We're having the butter bread. Butter. I just quoted Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. If you remember, there's a scene in the second movie where there's like a swamp and there's like these frogs and they're made out of butter. And when they talk, they're like, butter. Yeah, I don't know how I remember that stuff. Anyway, so I'm having 4 of those. And then we're going to do a paste of good old HTLT supplements. Use code Josh. S'mores is really bomb. It's so bomb that I can't wait. Let me just do a taste test. Yummy. Cool. Let's slap all these on here. So I was gonna watch this movie named Long Legs. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about it. I heard the marketing wasn't the greatest. I don't know what it is with movies. Marketing just hasn't been good in general. But I had a friend pretty much watch it for me just to let me know how it is, just because, you know, these days I don't want to. Here, I'm trying to do this, but I can't. Um, a lot of movies these days are just not as good anymore. So lately, I've just been relying on my friends that have a really good opinion, and we're like-minded in reviewing and looking for really good movies. Like, it's hard to find a good movie out there these days. And he told me that this Long Legs movie, and it's crazy because the Rotten Tomatoes were pretty high, and also the audience score was all right. And he said it was a letdown, and I'll take his word for it. So I guess I'm not going to watch it. But if you guys have watched Long Legs and you think it's a good movie, let me know. I heard it's pretty edgy, like sketchy, like Barbarian, or even The Night House, or even like what's that movie? Not Nope. Nope is a good vibe too. Like, I'm looking for mysterious thrillers that are like really like put me on edge, where it's hard for me to figure out the plot line. Because that's the problem with me. I don't try to figure out the plot or like the twist, but something happens in the beginning of the movie where I'm just like, oh, that's what's gonna happen. Like, for example, I watched Fight Club and I knew the plot like 5 minutes in. Like, I knew the twist. So it's just like, I don't know, it's just a curse I have. Anyways, going back to the protein, I'm so excited to have this because yesterday I had the hot chocolate one. I don't remember if I said this already. Use code Josh, 50% discount. Anyways, we're gonna put Ready Whip fat free. We're gonna do 5 grams. But before that, I'm gonna put the blueberries on first. No, should we do? I'm so indecisive this morning. We're gonna do 30 grams of blueberries on this bad boy, which is honestly a lot. Oh yeah. Gotta make that meal pretty. Prettier than last time. But yeah, what's your guys' favorite movie? It's undecided for me. There's so many good movies out there. Like, someone asked me in the comments this question, and like for music and in general, just like plot, all the above, the actors, just like everything as a whole. The Dark Knight is probably my favorite movie, the one with Christian Bale. Mainly just because, I don't know, it's a movie that I could quote very well. Like, I could quote that movie like crazy. Like, there was this time where I knew the movie so well, for me to fall asleep, because it was hard for me to fall asleep, like it would take an hour. I would sit there in bed and quote the movie an hour in until I fall asleep. Call me crazy, but yeah, that's how it was for me. Let's put this cream on. We gotta hit these macros perfectly, guys. 10 grams. So we got 10 grams of the Ready Whip, the Cool Whip. I'm thinking about Stewie from Family Guy. And then we got 4 breads of potato bread, or butter bread, and then blueberries, 30 grams. And then we're gonna put 30 millimeters of Maple Grove Farms sugar-free. So overall, this is like, I believe this whole meal is like around 500, 600 calories. So you guys are like thriving on this. And then we just put 30. Ooh, it's gonna tip over. Oh no, don't tip over. No, 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 no. We don't want that. Wow, I sounded like Mr. Bill, if you guys know who that is. It's a really old show of people just getting like a, what is it? Why can't I think of it right now? It's like a clay doll of a guy, Mr. Bill. He has like a yellow bowl cut with blue gumdrop eyes and like a red mouth with a red shirt with 3 gumdrops with pants. And in the whole show, all they do is just like someone does a voiceover of the character, and then it's just people torturing the Play-Doh toy. Just look at that. Look how I stacked it. I like kind of offset it just to make it more aesthetically pleasing. It looks like a freaking beautiful mountain. Those tunnel mountains that you see in Arizona. I forgot where it is exactly. And look at those blueberries. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, that does look good. Yummy. Why go to Denny's? Why go to Del Taco? Why go to Del Taco? IHOP. Why go there when you can make this at home? Oh man, this is gonna be good, guys. This is, oh, it's already tipping over. This is gonna be good. Yes. So excited, man. So excited. Let's get it. I'm excited more because I just love, my gosh. I can't even cut into this thing, guys. It's so like, almost like jelly. Oh, look at that. Look at that. My goodness. It's like a blueberry muffin with s'mores or chocolate and graham crackers. It's all of it. I'm the man. I'm the man when it comes to bread. Call me bread man. Making that bread, eating that bread. Actually, I didn't make this bread. And on top of that, I didn't even buy this bread. It was given to me. I'll probably see you at the gym or pre-workout. I don't know. Stay tuned. 2-3 hours later. Paige is on her way to go run. Look at the fit. Paige is always fitting right.
Yep. The outfit has to match.
Always has to match. Always. I love her. Don't you love her, guys?
They do.
All right, guys, welcome to my POV. I don't know why I put that on there, just because everything's already tracked. You don't have to do this, but we are gonna have, struggle bus. Hold up, I can't do this one-handed. Okay, we're back. So this is what we're having. We're having brown sugar maple Martins Oh, so good. And then my wife made these cookies. And Paige, what are these cookies again?
They're my aunt's recipe.
Aunt's recipe. So I am super excited because honestly, I like it when Paige makes me food in general. Like it's kind of rare that she makes cookies, or honestly, I'm always on some sort of diet or prep that I just don't get to it. But genuinely excited just because, man, when you have someone that loves you and you love them, this is gonna taste even more bomb diggity.
I
And
feel like the stuff that I make just turned out good.
and yes, the stuff she makes just turns out really good. But your boy is so dumb. He needs better glasses because I looked in here. I'm just like, Paige, what's up with these cookies? Like, it's so like, how do I track this? And then she was like, that's cookie dough. I'm like, oh, I'm silly, duh. So, but these are the real deal. So let us get a live reaction of these bad boys. Oh, and I'm not going to film it just because your boy is busy. We have a lot of posing calls today. After this, in an hour from now, I'm going to have 2 eggs with ketchup. I'm supposed to have eggs with this right now, but just to space out my meals just a little bit more and just kind of calm the mind before we get into work for about 6 to 7 hours of posing, I just want to be at zen and really feel these carbs. So let's get it. All right, the moment of truth. Actually, I know this is gonna taste really good because it's front page. One thing I'd like to share with you guys is one of the first moments where I knew Paige was something special. I mean, I knew she was special from the start, but when we were dating, I came to visit her. She actually moved to Arizona. I was up in college, and she moved to Arizona, and she graduated. I met her last semester, pretty much. And I pretty much followed her because she's that great, guys. She's that great. Uh, she made me a meal, and like I've never had someone make me a meal. I, or maybe it was just like I don't know. It was just something special. I think once I knew that she was the person I wanted to marry, and when I would visit her, she made this. It was like this pineapple bowl. She like scooped out all the pineapple, and it was like a bowl. She used the pineapple as a bowl, and then she put. What did you put in it?
It was like teriyaki chicken and rice.
Teriyaki chicken, rice, and wasn't there like noodles or something?
I think it was like a vegetable.
It was like some sort of vegetable, and just the way she like prepared it and how beautiful it looked, like I couldn't help but like when I ate it, I'm not sure if I while I ate it or before, I don't remember, but I started crying just because I was so grateful that I don't know, it just I think then and there just like it just hit me where like I foresaw the future, just like this girl, she's my wife, like this is gonna happen. I don't know when, but it's gonna happen. And so that was like definitely one of like core memory for me where it's just like, man, she's awesome.
I
So
remember that.
you do?
Well, I remember it now that you said it.
Yeah, it was a very special day for me. And it was hard for both of us a little just because we did do long distance for how long? Like many? 8 months we did long distance. And yeah, we just didn't know the outcome. And I knew I was locked in. I was like, it was set. Like when I met her for the first time, when I saw her aura pulsing at the gym, I just looked at her. I was just like, I respect this woman. I don't know why, but we got to get it. And so we did. So been blessed ever since. Rely on your instincts, your spiritual instincts. Honestly, that's what's key in like finding your person. At least for me, it was. It's just like the more I was locked into my spirituality and self discovery and improving my confidence as a whole. Like I was able to kind of sift through the red flags of individuals and just really find good, genuine people. And Paige was one of them. So sorry to talk about my wife so much, but yeah, she's just great. So let's do a taste test of this cookie. I have no idea what's in it, but it looks great because I love Odie cookies. Ooh. Mm. It's really good, babe. Mm. Thanks, Aunt Heidi, for the recipe. If you're watching, Aunt Heidi, thank you. Just the chocolate, the oats, with a moist, nice crumble.
Almost gives that nice oaty raisin texture. That's what I love, man. Feels like I'm at home. And it just gives like a really nice buttery type of. Here's the macros, by the way. Macros is 22 carbs, I believe. Fat is at 3, and then protein's at 2. Fat is at 9, protein's at 2. I'm going off of memory from MyFitnessPal, but yeah. Kudos to Paige for also tracking the macros. We hit them perfectly. Oh. And then Mabel. This is it. Life was good. I'm gonna enjoy my day, go through all these posing sessions, have fun with Paige, and I'll see you at the next meal.
Meal number 3, or should I say 2.B, 2.0? 2/B. Yes. Technically, meal number 2. On to meal number 3. Just ketchup, 15 grams, and then 2 eggs. All right, so this is not the prettiest batch that I put together, but what we're having here is veggie straws. They're ranch flavored. And then I also got ketchup, and these are the potato rolls, and I put 50 grams of onions in total. And then you got pickles for bubble bass. You forgot the pickles! And then I'm cooking, if you can see over here, I'm cooking a pound of chicken. So this is half a pound that I'm gonna be consuming here pretty soon. And yeah, let's do a quick taste test because I haven't done that. And let's dive into it. I must share this now before I get into my head about it. And we've been, 4 or 5 days after, show day. And the body is really craving a lot of flavor in foods, and I have a lot of muscle this time around. So I gotta admit, your boy nibbled a little bit of cookie dough, and I tracked it too. And it makes me go over my carbs, fat, and protein about 2 to 5 grams. And this is the first time ever where I actually really relied on the the dopamine rush to get to me and to eat this just a little bit extra and not hitting the macros perfectly. And I want to share this with you guys now just because, I'm human and I don't want to let the lack of my perfection, mess me up in a way where I feel like I can't do this anymore and then I give up. I really want to be really realistic with myself right now, and honestly, just share with you guys I ain't perfect, and what are we gonna do? We are just gonna hard reset right now. I realize where the stress is coming from, and you know what the stress is coming from? Having a big load of work today for posing sessions. Love doing the work. I think just having to be so hungry all the time during prep and having food finally is just I'm really feeling the body, just the natural man in general, just wanting everything and consuming everything, right? So we take this as data. I tell myself it's okay, it happened. And yeah, guys, I'm human. So there you go. And we just reframe the mind and get ready for next time. And then I'll do a quick taste test and let you know how it's tasting. And so, yeah, tasting good already. Supplementation for fries. Cool. See you at the next meal. We are back, guys. And honestly, I'm gonna be a little bit vulnerable with you guys this evening because have you ever had a hiccup in your day, and because of that hiccup you just kind of reflect on what just happened, and then you find a time in the day where hold on, let me warm this up. Let's go for 2 minutes. And And you find time in the day. For me, it was a shower. I just came out from the shower, and I was just like sitting there, all dramatic, water hitting my face, and just like thinking about what just happened, which was about the whole going over my carbs, protein, and my fat, all that stuff. So it had me think a lot about obsession and how I'm obsessive with specific things. And right now, it's definitely, in prep, it has always been perfect to macros. Perfect to macros all the way up to show day so I could bring my best. That's why I like bodybuilding. There's a lot of control, there's a lot of science behind it, and it just kind of just puts me in this sense where like I have control, I can control everything, it makes me feel good. Let's go with it. Until today, when I gave into my the dopamine rush and wanting to have just a little bit more of cookie dough, it just kind of screwed with me in my head. Just because, before I get into that, let me just expand a little bit more. My body craves flavor. It craves food. It's been craving that for like 4 months while I was on prep. And I always tell myself there's a body and then there's a spirit. And I will always refer the body to something else so I don't have to like rely too much on the body and like let it take over my life. So I will rely on the spirit, my mind, and everything for me to push through the whole prep. I will be in denial. If I was hungry at all, I'll just be like, I'm not hungry. The body is hungry. That's my whole mindset going into prep. Now, when I finished my competition and I had 2 days of just tracking calories, and I was eating random stuff like cookies to candy, just things here and there. Again, we didn't go crazy. Like I'm only, I think, 5 pounds over my stage weight, and a lot of people out there go like 10 to 20 to 30 pounds. So it's just like your boy still had control, right? And just so this is what happened. I nibbled on probably half of a cookie's worth, maybe less than that. And I tracked it still. And since it made me go over my macros, you know what I did? I went through the rest of my day. My fat was maxed though, because I had my eggs, I had other foods that had fat in it. And I pretty much did my very best to taper the rest of my food down so I could hit my macros perfectly still. So we pretty much did that. I had to cut some carbs out so my carbs could be spot on. I cut my protein out, like just some sources, and now my protein's on point. My fat is technically, with my allowance, I am only over 3 grams of my fat. So my carbs is pretty much, we're hitting the mark of the 340, we're hitting the mark of 185 protein. My fat is supposed to be at 60 grams of fat. I went a little bit over. And it's making me go a little bit cuckoo inside. And the origin behind why it makes me go crazy, because I was thinking about it, like, why am I so obsessive with this? Is because I fear my past. I fear a habit I had at a very young age. And I will just say, I just don't want to get too much into detail because it could be, it's just weird. But there's this term that people say, fight the new drug. Go search that, you'll figure out what it is. It's more of it's just like just what a little kid will be struggling with in middle school and high school. It's just that type of stuff. Like online, just kid just thinking with the downstairs. I struggle with that since age 11 or 10, just because of, how people saw intimacy and how it was portrayed through movies. And I never saw love being portrayed properly through areas in my family. And I just feel like I was just trying to figure out romance in general. So I developed an addiction. And I've been clean from it I haven't looked at anything for pretty much like
4 or 5 years. And that's like a huge accomplishment for me, especially being like a husband and knowing, because I feared being married just because I was scared I would like dive into that obsession or like that habit I created as a kid. And the reason why I'm so obsessive with macros is like I created this thing in my head where if I'm not perfect to macros or something, then I'm gonna give like the edge of a bad habit I had before, like reawaken or something. I hope that makes sense. But that's where it comes from. Like if I give in to the what's the word, the dopamine of food, then I will give in to the dopamine of other areas that are not healthy. So that's where the obsession comes from. And I feel so lame sharing that, but it made me realize I sat there and thinking like, okay, we really had to fine tune our relationship even more with food. And like, honestly, we probably just don't have to see this as a big deal. I'm making it into a big deal, but that just gives you an idea of like how obsessive you could be in your bodybuilding prep and how it could kind of just mess with your mind and kind of rip you apart, at least for me. Like I'm just realizing that just now. And I don't want to be super obsessive, because if I let it to be obsessive, then I'm going to blow up in my mind and I'm going to be like probably snapping at Paige or saying something rude or just like all that type of stuff. It was kind of weird, but when I had my extra cookie, even though I went like 3 grams over, I actually kind of felt kind of good. Not in a way where I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm just gonna eat this like crazy. But I felt good in a way, just like in a sense where when I ate it, I was like so appreciative of my wife's love to make me cookies. Like that's all it was. It was more of like she made this for me, like I need to cherish this and all that. And those 3 grams probably just don't matter at all. They really don't. So that's like what's going through my mind. And I just don't need to make it into a big deal, Josh. So be quiet. And it's part of other things in my life too. I feel like it will make more sense with my other thing. I don't curse, guys. I don't curse at all. And that's like another thing where like if I give into cursing, then that's me giving into like my bad habit I had when I was a kid. Like for me, that makes more sense. That's more of a mental thing. Like so, I'm constantly mentally just kind of like doing that, and then I'm good. And then it actually helps me out with other mental things. Anyways, I digress, but I just want to be honest with you guys, share all this with you, and this is what goes through my brain. Yeah, I will say, if you guys are struggling, therapy does work. I did therapy for a year or two, and that's why I did marriage and family studies when I was in college. If you guys seen my other videos, yeah, I went to college for that, but didn't finish because your boy met his wife, and we just left, and yeah, now we're living this life, and it's pretty awesome. We're a posing coach full time and doing YouTube. Heck yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna eat this last meal and be grateful for it. And I've been talking so much that it's like lukewarm. Just so you know what I'm eating, I'm finishing up the night with 150 carbs, 150 broccoli, and 50 grams of what is that called? Onions, and half a pound of chicken. I'm actually really excited. And we got some rice right here. And this is about 97 grams of rice. I believe it's 97 grams. So I'm gonna put this together. Wow, that's actually a lot of rice. I need to start using this for carb source. Oh, update 2. So I was talking to Paige, and we were talking about like bread and everything. I guess bread has sugar and gluten like affects you in a certain way. I probably have to stay away from bread for the next few days just because what? because it triggers my cues, like my hunger cues, like I probably want more. Is that what you said?
I said that it won't fill you as much.
Oh, never mind, guys. I'm such a silly goose. She just says it just wouldn't fill me as much, which she's right. It, as opposed to veggies and rice. I feel like rice fills me up a little bit more. But anyways, see, your boy's mind ain't straight. He needs to eat.
Well, it is straight.
It is straight. It is straight. Good point, Paige. This is burning my hands because, yeah, it's burning my hand because I couldn't wait for this to cool down. And I'm just taking it all in. Oh, yeah. But give me all that rice. Oh, wow. This is a lot more than I was thinking. Can't complain, though. Let's mix this all up. And then I'll show you a close-up. Honestly, guys, this meal doesn't look as pretty as others, but it's going to be stinking bomb. And I'm excited. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so this is the final meal. So it's broccoli with rice, with chicken in there. The chicken's in there somewhere, I swear. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I put seasoning on it. I was going to put I might actually put Valentino sauce depending on how this tastes, but the seasoning I put is this bad boy over here, the Greek lemon garlic. So I'm really excited. I'm actually, you know what, we're gonna play with it even more. We're gonna put the bourbon on it because bourbon, brown sugar, always tastes good. So, and I'm all about color, so making the colors look even tastier, supreme. Let's do a taste test, and then I'll let you guys have a good rest of your day, sleep, or do your cardio, or all the above. I don't know what you're gonna do, but yeah, that was a lot of words. I'm sorry. Wow, this angle is totally like an angle you would see from Breaking Bad. I totally need a stool. We don't have stools. We actually don't have a table here. We actually just eat off our couch or the floor. Paige is like really eating from the floor, Japanese style. Me, I'm just like eating how we would eat back home growing up. We would either eat on the couch or on our beds in our rooms while we watch like The Simpsons, Family Guy, or something like that. But anyways, let's see how this looks. Or taste, sorry. Wow. Delicious. Cool. Tastes like a wonderful, wonderful Greek salad. Sorry for freaking out today, guys. But thank you so much for watching and watching all my chaos. Seriously, thank you so much for watching, just because I've been having people reach out and then they enjoy watching these videos. It's almost like a podcast, or it's, I don't know, it just helps them throughout the day in some form. And I also want to like close by saying like thank you so much to, you know, the kind words from a lot of the athletes and competitors, whether I'm working with them through posing individually, or if you've watched my videos on Instagram or YouTube shorts on how my posing tips has helped you overall. People ask me, what did I place at my show? And I placed third. And people may see third as like a losing place, or like don't settle for third, like go for the win. And honestly, I felt like I won in a sense where there was a good amount of people in my last show that came up to me, and even people in the show before that, that thanked me for helping them win, whether they won the overall or even won their class. Like there are people that won their class at the show I competed at, and they thanked me for, like, I guess my tips helped them. And when I looked at their posing too, it was just like they were feeling and achieving the uncommon way of posing. And like I saw it, you could see the influence of the uncommon way. And so that's where I feel like we've won, where we're helping the community, the men's physique community, achieve like the look. And that's what all I want for you guys. So like, who cares about me winning first? Like, yeah, it will come, but I care more about like you guys winning. So keep winning the day. Love yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. And if you are, just know like everything will be okay. Be uncommon. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Love you guys. Peace out. Bye.